for joining me. I'm back with another Cricut tutorial. This time we're playing with the Cricut Maker, the Cricut Easy Press, and some fabric. One thing I love about the Cricut Maker is its ability to cut fabric. Now, we've always been able to cut bonded fabric. However, very intricate cuts are a little bit challenging with the Explorer. I am going to bond this fabric with some heat and bond, but we're going to cut it with the rotary blade on the Maker, and you're not going to believe how awesome this turns out. We're going to make a pillowcase for my granddaughter Evie, so let's get started. Here we are in Design Space. The first thing we need to do is click on text. I'm going to type in Evie, and I'm purposely making it all lowercase. I just think it looks cute. And I love this Cricut Sans font that is the default font, but if you want to change it, you can click right up here in the fonts and change it to whatever font you like. Now, I pre-cut my fabric to about 9 inches wide, so I'm going to make the Evie, let's say, I want my letters to be 8 inches tall. Perfect. Now I can see if I leave this group just the way it is, it's going to require a 24-inch mat. I don't have my 24-inch mat yet. I want to cut this on a 12-inch mat. So what I'm going to do, well, let me show you. If I click Make It right now, because all of these letters are grouped together, they're all on, you can see them, they're on one layer here in the Layers panel. If I were to click Make It right now, it's going to put them all on a 24-inch mat. And that's not what I want. So I'm going to hit Cancel. I want to cut these on a 12-inch mat, so I'm going to select it. And I could click Ungroup, or I can click Advanced, Ungroup to Letters. And what that has done is made it remain text, but it's all on its own layer, so I can change it in the next screen. So I'm going to click Make It. And I'm using some scrap fabric, and like I said, I think I can, I've already pre-cut it, so I want to use the least amount of fabric as possible. So what I'm going to do is click on this V and see where these 3 little dots are in the upper left corner. I'm going to click on that and click Move to another mat. Now this is the mat it's currently on, it's grayed out, and this is my option for another mat, so I'm going to click on that one and click Confirm. And what that's done is put this V over here with these E's, and I think I can fit that on this mat. And actually I'm going to see if I can turn it this way. Fit it down here. And then once I cut this out, I'm going to put this piece of fabric back on to cut this eye over here. Because of that space between the eye, I can't separate that unless I go in and slice it. So I'm just going to leave it on its own mat, but then when this cuts off, I'm going to put this piece of fabric that's left and put it right back on there and cut the eye out of that. So with that being said, we're going to click Continue. We're going to select our Cricut device. Mine is the Maker. Once it connects to your machine, you'll see that we can set the material here. I am using a medium fabric cotton, so I'm going to choose this option right here. If you do not see the option that you want, you can click View All right here, and they are categorized by types such as fabric, cardstock, artboard, etc., or you can type it right up here in the search menu. But mine is right here. I'm going to choose this medium fabrics like cotton. And it's telling me that I need to put the rotary blade. Anytime that it asks for one of the rotary blades, it's going to make sure that you put that in there. If you don't, it's not going to advance. So if you are cutting something and you click and you hit the Cricut C and it checks the blade and then it stops, that's because you probably got the wrong blade in. So you want to put your rotary blade in. I've pre-cut my fabric and I have some Heat and Bond Ultra Hold by ThermoWeb. You want to cut a piece of Heat and Bond just slightly smaller than your fabric. You're going to turn your fabric over so that the right side is against your work surface. You're going to apply the Heat and Bond on top with the paper side facing you. Make sure the Heat and Bond is slightly smaller than your fabric. With your Easy Press already preheated to the correct temperature for your fabric, you're going to apply just a slight even pressure over the back of the Heat and Bond. This just takes a few seconds. Once the heat and bond has adhered to your fabric, you're going to remove the backing from the material. Be careful, gets pretty hot. You might want to let it cool for just a moment. And I find it easiest just to roll the backing back upon itself. Once you've removed the backing, you will notice that you have a shiny side to your fabric. That should be on the wrong side of your fabric. And then the opposite side is the good side of your fabric. Now you want to adhere your fabric right side up to your pink fabric mat. And you're ready to cut. Fold your pillowcase in half lengthwise. Using your easy press, press a slight seam right on the crease so that you establish a center line to line up your letters. Now repeat the process, folding the pillowcase in half in the opposite direction so that you establish a center point across the horizontal line of the pillowcase. Once you've established the center point of your pillowcase, begin lining your letters up with the pretty side of the fabric facing you. I'm starting at the center of my word, which is Evie, E-V-I-E. So right between the V and the I want to line those up right at my center point. I'm also going to use a T-square to help me line up the letters. Once you have your fabric letters lined up where you want them, you're going to take your easy press that's been preheated to the fabric setting, mine is 305 for 30 seconds. You're going to place that directly over the letters. Using a gentle pressure, you're going to hold it in place and wait for the timer to beep. Once the timer goes off, you should be set. You can remove the heat press and continue applying your letters. I highly recommend working from the center outwards. Once you've applied all of the letters, you're good to go. You're ready to use your pillowcase. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I highly recommend the Cricut Easy Press as well as the Cricut Maker for this project. It makes it a whole lot of fun, and just imagine the possibilities. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.